Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
Welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for a spirited and lighthearted discussion on whatever the moral or theme of their story is. This week, it is Amanda's turn, and she's already laughing about it.
It's just going to be interesting to do this.
Why is it going to be interesting?
She's nervous. And also,
yeah,
you got that intro down.
I mean, it's written for me.
Oh, well.
I read it.
I thought you were like a Abraham Lincoln level speaker.
No.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah. Gettysburg Address is kind of a well-known speech.
You would think that he would know it.
Did he have it memorized?
Yeah.
Maybe, you sure you didn't have it written down? You just reading
You know what? I think maybe the bullet in the head actually kind of made him forget a couple things.
Wow.
Okay, this took a different turn.
That was interesting.
This is not the theme that's going to hold for my story, that's for sure.
I got to tell you guys my awesome barista joke off air.
What's your barista joke?
Like I don't want to eat up all that.
The whole point of I'll tell you off air means that you can't tell us right now. So everybody listening to the podcast is like, what is the barista joke? And they'll have to reach out to Zach on Twitter to get it.
Oh, boy.
Now you're going to be flooded with direct messages.
That's the only way you can hear the joke is if you DM Zach.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Or he can tell it. Is it wrong? Is it raunchy?
No, I mean, it's just, it has to do with, anyway. So a coffee with one shot of espresso, you guys know it's called a red shot, or a red eye, I'm sorry.
No.
A red eye?
I did not know that.
Okay.
I thought that was a plain.
I thought it was too.
It is also plain. So we call a coffee with 2 shots a black eye. So a coffee with 3 shots, we don't have a name for it, but I call it a JFK.
Okay, that was good.
That was funny and wrong.
Thank you.
But I like it. You can tell that. There's no reason people can't hear that.
So back-to-back presidential assassination humor. Anyway, Amanda, what was your... I hope your story has to do with presidential assassination.
It does not. It's definitely nowhere near that.
Okay, are you ready to tell your story, though?
Not really. But
that's going to make an awkward podcast.
I know. I wish I could just record this
we're gonna have
in a separate room by myself.
Let's do a text-to-voice kind of thing.
You know what? We promise we won't listen.
Then you won't understand what's going on.
You know what? It might be your best story yet. Go ahead.
Wow, savage.
Come on. Tell us a story.
Don't look at me. Stop looking at me.
I don't.
Dearest Sophia, I've thought of... No, that's different. A different accent.
What the hell is that?
It sounded English, but like English with a stroke.
I wish I had some time to practice this.
This is way better.
Can I just take a minute to walk away and do this real quick? Just so I can get it in my head?
Just so she can nail the accent down.
Sure.
I do. Dearest Sophia, I've thought of the many things I want to share with you, but can't quite seem to get the nerve to say them out loud when I see you. It might be a bit outdated, but I plan to write them to you instead. I hope to move you with the beauty of writing like the exquisite features you possess move me. While you might not realize who I am in this letter, I believe that you'll come to know by the end of it. I've spent many a days being poured a hot cup of tea from your delicate hands, exchanging greetings to one another and learning of your life. You've also helped me through a lot. I don't think you've fully come to understand just how much. Every week I listen to your voice and I feel like I get to know you a little bit more. But then I come back to this shop and we get to talk again and it's like I've always known you. The first day you told me about the internet radio, your little podcast, and I got the chance to listen, I felt like you were inviting me into a new world, but still yours. You should know how ravishing you are, how good you've been to me through the loss of my sister, and how mesmerizing our first kiss was. You're magical and I want to continue writing these letters. Until next time, yours truly, Charlie.
Crikey.
That was supposed to be British, not Australian.
Hello, Governor.
Another shrimp on the barbie. Let's just insult all the listeners.
I kind of want to do the whole show like this. I just want to talk like this the whole time.
It's got to be the worst British accent I've
I
ever
don't
heard.
really know
Zach's got a good one.
what accent it is.
I don't know what accent you're doing, to be quite honest.
Neither do I.
It's really hard to get into that.
It's all right.
You did a good job, Laura Croft.
Thank you.
You just got to think of Rupert Grint. You know, that's who I think of.
Okay.
I feel bad that I'm not a good British person.
Well,
Well, what do you think the moral of the story is?
I can do Stallone, no, pretty good, huh?
right, we got.
And Jason Statham.
I can do Jason Statham.
You do a good Jason Statham, do you?
Oh my!
Yeah, that's not bad.
Thank you very much.
That's a whole lot of sex
Can we
machine
have
on one bad
Can we have a
kid.
Statham off?
What's the moral of your story?
What is the moral of my story?
I don't know. It sounded like a love letter, but it was also about podcast.
I don't know. I just kind of want to do impressions of all episodes. So.
I don't know.
The moral of the story is, I was trying to buy airtime there.
Do you guys want me to like kind of sum up what the scenario is for this?
Yeah,
A girl and a boy kissed.
Well, sort of. So basically, the woman in the story, she works at like a shop, like a cafe or whatever it is, and she serves like tea to him all the time, and they've gotten to know each other.
British.
Yeah, and so they've created a friendship, and from that friendship,
That feels countryist.
huh?
That feels countryist.
I think you just say racist.
If they're British,
I think so.
is it a race? British
Or-
isn't a race.
Isolationist.
a
I don't know.
country.
You know
Okay,
what?
well, let me get back to the point of this.
You know what? Let us have our points.
You know, you guys can have your points off air.
Wait, let's do our own podcast.
Let's do our points. What
accent is that, man?
Crikey!
Anyway, so she then starts a podcast and she tells him about it and invites him to listen to it. And so then he starts to, after going to the shop regularly and from the podcasting, he starts to fall for her. Mm-hmm. And then they end up like exchanging a night where they have a kiss. And now he's writing a love letter to her because he can't really get the words out.
Aw.
He's already. I can't do it.
Why are you
What are
doing
you,
Schwarzenegger?
Arnold
I
Schwarzenegger?
yeah, I want to do different accents the whole episode.
Get you the job.
No!
Kiss her now. So they kissed. So he's already writing love letters though.
Well, because he's known her for a long time. The kiss was kind of building up after some of this.
He's known her or he's been served by her for a long time?
A little bit of both.
That's a little different.
But well, I mean, because she was there
Spanking
for
him?
him through the loss of his sister, so he has like an attachment to her, and that was just vaguely mentioned in there.
Wow. You got a lot in that letter.
I know it's a very
covers-
short letter.
You cover some ground.
I'm just sitting over here
Okay.
going, why is Laura Croft writing letters to our podcast?
Alicia Vikander?
Is that you? So, what do you guys think the moral is now that I've kind of broken down that letter?
The moral is Elisa Vikander I need in my house right now.
I would take Camilla Luddington any day.
Who?
She's the voice of Laura
She
in
is
the video
amazing.
games.
Yes,
And she's way better. And she's way more beautiful. And what are you even saying?
and she's in Grey's Anatomy.
We should probably get back to the point.
We should.
Anyway, love. Something about love. Love is great. Love is grand. Love.
Okay.
You know, it takes more.
Someone would say, all you need is love.
I honestly don't know. I'm stumped.
It's very simple.
Okay.
Love can be found in the most simplest of places.
Love is just a game.
Including the internets.
Yeah, including the internet.
I don't know if you heard,
It's
but
a modern
Tinder has
love
a whole
letter.
app for it.
Well, I don't think that's love.
Depends on how you
It can.
swipe it.
There you go. Well, I first want to ask you guys, how would you feel if you had a customer, like if you were in this situation, and you had a customer you connected with and became friends with, who became basically infatuated with you after listening to your podcast? You guys are podcasters, so imagine you're not married. How would you feel about that?
Well, because we're married, I feel like we have to really dance around this.
Well, no, it's hypothetical if you weren't married.
Wait,
how
let
you would
me
feel.
pretend that I'm single so that when my wife listens to it, she knows that I pretended that I was
See,
single.
No, Amanda, it's great. I agree with you. You should be able to think in hypotheticals. But
Funny
when
how
you're
the
married,
single person feels about this.
they don't seem to understand.
All they hear is "I want to be single" when you tell the story.
I would say that I am married, and that's the end of the story. Aaron?
No.
Yeah, give it to me, girl.
Aaron's unhappily married is the problem.
No, not at all. No.
No, he loves his wife.
I mean, I like her. I would. How would I react to it?
Yeah, how would you feel? How would you react? Whatever.
I mean, I'm
she obviously
grateful.
had feelings and everything for
If it was
this
me,
person too, but
if I was single, should something happen to my wife? If I was single, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to know that just like anything. I'd have to know the person, I guess. I've been doing this podcasting thing for a while, so I've had a couple that were a little, especially in the blacklist. I can get a couple that were a little forward, I would say, but nothing that creeped me out or anything. They all meant well. They were all very nice, so it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely. So the scenario is a customer of mine also listens to my podcast.
That you invited them to know about.
Right, of course. I don't let anybody escape my sight without mentioning my podcast.
And obviously you use it as a ruse to hit on people.
You have a friendship with this person too,
Right,
and now you
yeah,
guys
we
have
have
had
rapport.
this kiss.
Listen to my voice because
So I'm sorry, in the story we've already kissed?
There's one kiss that's happened,
And they give me this letter?
and then they give you this letter.
that one, that's a little too quick.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how nice that kiss was, I guess. If the kiss was really like, wow, can't wait to kiss this girl again. Like if it was a
mutual.
yeah, if you feel the spark, right? If
If it was like a one-sided where they felt like the ocean moved and you're like, man, I feel like I was on Lake Suck.
right, I probably I would take the letter. I would appreciate the letter.
Shake their hand. Thank you.
Here's your
I'd
cup of tea.
I'd probably still bat it up for a second date, but I probably wouldn't tell my friends about the letter.
Would?
Would not.
Oh, why?
Because
Let's ride this out.
we talk about. They would say, "Hey, that's creepy, man."
Yeah.
I think anybody gets a letter that quickly, it's creepy. It's very middle school at the very least.
I would be, now that I think about it, I'm going off the kiss thing and everything else, that feels, you know what, let's build up to that letter. Why are you writing me love letters already? This is a little quick. Yeah.
Did he sign the story, Love Charlie?
Yours truly, Charlie.
Yours truly. Okay,
Ooh.
well, you're dancing around it. I could accept that.
Yours truly, buddy. I'm not.
I don't think you're-
You're not mine. There's no property exchange just yet. Okay. No rings.
I'm a bit of a romantic, so I would probably actually take the letter, appreciate the letter.
I'm a bit of a concerned citizen.
but I also,
But
I'm also cognizant enough to know that if I show my friends, they're gonna say, "Dude, this ain't normal."
This is if you show me, I'll just be like, this is how somebody I know in a podcast died.
yeah, because all you do this is a true crime podcast.
Yeah.
So I would probably take the letter, appreciate it, and you know what I would do? I'd probably kiss it right there.
All right, making moves.
Now, what about, because I've had this happen.
Hypothetically, I'm
No,
sorry.
this is a true story.
No, I just want to say hypothetically. This is all hypothetical.
But I
Wives that are listening, hypothetical.
No, but this is true. My wife's aware of this story. I have had someone write me a letter, didn't sign it. I knew who it was, but wrote me a very, very vivid, detailed love letter. And I had never done any of that.
Sexually?
It was very inappropriate, I felt like, and made sure to not leave their name so I couldn't say, hey, so-and-so did this, but I knew exactly who it was, and they totally did not deny it when I said something to them. And it was creepy as hell. That creeped me out.
Through podcasting or through work or?
Somebody I met outside of podcasting.
Okay.
Oh, they're not worth knowing.
So, of course, obviously, if you're not listening, then, what do I care? But yeah, so that was creepy.
How about you, Amanda?
And I just want to point out, I never went on a date with that person. I never even had any real conversation.
And it was like full love. It was more like, it was less, so it wasn't.
It wasn't sweet. It was creepy.
Oh.
It crossed that line from, that was very sweet that somebody took the time to do that.
I feel like Charlie's letter was sweet, not creepy.
It was
That's
Charlie
what my
times
question.
5.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Your scenario is different.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
Then-
I'm just saying like that's where the line is. If I haven't
Think
kissed someone, they wrote me a
Sophia's-
letter, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Amanda, are
In
you
this-
romantic?
I am a romantic, and I would love, I want love letters to come back, and that's actually something I want to talk to you guys about is love letters. But
Can a love tweet count?
It's hard to sum up love in 240 characters.
I don't think so. You're special. XO, hashtag,
No,
let's get it on.
You would just send the eggplant emoji and we know it.
that's true.
I don't even know what that means.
Yes, you do.
You are 62, aren't you?
You just aged from the last podcast
Yeah,
by like
that's
7.
gonna be a new thing. I want to make fun of
years.
Aaron getting older, and he's gonna get older every time.
Yeah.
That's fine. I like
like
it.
He's gonna be 212 by the end of the year.
So, I mean, I like that. I like Charlie's intentions, but I do feel like they're too
I hope so.
fast.
You created them.
How do you know?
That's true. I don't know.
It could
Could
be
be real.
friction.
Or it could be truth.
Okay, it's too fast, though, is what you're saying.
But yeah, for me, I feel like this situation is a little bit too fast paced. You know, you don't even know how the kiss really went. So now
I mean, you do. You were on 50% of it.
well, right, but you don't know how how she feels, how Sophia feels, unless you've already had that conversation.
Well,
which
technically, she literally knows how she feels from her lips.
Because the kiss.
They kissed.
The kiss.
chicken.
It's not bound chicka. They kissed. That's not naughty. Why? You can't say kiss without people going bound
I
chicka
just want
bound.
to say bound chicka. I just like it.
Okay.
I would like to say that, like any story worth telling, this one was all about a girl.
That's a Spider-Man reference.
It is a Spider-Man quote
I get
that
that.
I use often.
I understand that reference.
I did not, and I'm a little sad.
You haven't watched the intro of Spider-Man 100 times? What?
You will totally get sidetracked. Continue with
I will. Okay.
He
All
will
right.
go for 20 minutes on this.
Moving
Tobey
on.
Maguire.
I do want to know how you guys feel about love letters as a means of romance, especially in today's culture where people don't really need to write letters anymore. They barely buy postage. Is it too outdated, or
Yes.
should you just be texting that? And is that not really romantic?
Whoa. Charlie didn't... He mailed this?
Well, he handed it to her.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
Postage
Letter.
Postage got me
Who
scared.
does stamps anymore?
The IRS.
But yeah, how do you guys feel about letters as a means of romance?
I'm a firm believer in not leaving trace evidence. So I would show her the letter and then burn it.
You would let her read it, and
I would-
as it's setting on fire, you better read fast.
Yeah, I would either tell her in person or read it to her. I wouldn't let her have it.
Just in case you get famous one day.
Stalking laws fluctuate.
I don't. Is that
I'm
true?
kidding. No, that's not true.
So are you saying that you would you be romantic in terms of saying these things aloud to that
Well,
person?
everything I just said was a joke, so please don't take any of that seriously. But I think love letters are very warm and sincere, and there's something about, to be very genuine, there's something about a love letter that if you truly love someone and you take the time to do that, and you make it meaningful, I do believe there's something inherently romantic about that. And there's not enough of that in the world. And honestly, if it's somebody you really find special, they can keep that, and they can always look back at that, even if you pass away, even if you break up, down the road, they can see some semblance of why you were together to begin with. There's nothing wrong with love letters. Now, holding on to them when you move on to the next person, that's probably a problem. But I don't see anything wrong with love letters. I think it's a lost beauty in the world.
That reminds me of being, I think, about 14 or 15. I was going through my dresser drawer and then realizing I had kept all of the love notes I had ever gotten from any girlfriend, and I was like, this is weird.
Well, that's just sad.
Filled up your whole drawer?
I had a lot of
How many
ladies.
love interests did you have?
I had a lot of ladies.
Did
in my life.
you write them all? Were they all like in your handwriting?
No.
But they're like, Sherry,
Will you stop it?
love Sally.
He's getting upset right now.
When I was
Defensive.
12 and 13, I was very in demand. Thank you very much.
Demand?
Oh yeah,
I was negging them left and right.
that's how you get them, man. Let them know that you don't really like them, and then they go, "Oh my God, Zach, what are you doing?"
That's terrible. And I do
Yeah.
not concede to this advice.
You say that, but it works.
No.
With about 100% success rate. Advice to everybody out there: try a little negging.
It's more accurate than your router.
What?
What?
It's more accurate than your router. Works more often than your router does. That's how accurate negging is.
Has better aim efficiency than the American Sniper in the movie American Sniper.
We're going to move on from this. Zach, how do you feel about love letters?
I think if I were to get a handwritten love letter, that'd be pretty touching. Obviously, only for my wife at this point in my life.
Wife, if you're listening, write him a love letter.
No, don't force it. Yeah, that'd be incredibly touching. Obviously, you know what? Even a typed love letter, I think, would go a long way. But there's something about
Isn't it the same? I don't feel like it's the same.
No, it's not the same. But I'm saying that it would still carry some weight. But if someone were to write me a love letter and they do the little, like, it's on a ruled notebook sheet and they fold it up and they're like, hey, this is for you, that would be, and it says, to Zach from whoever, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Except when it's somebody you never went on a date with and it calls you their soulmate,
Well,
because that happened.
yeah.
I'm going back to
Was it handwritten?
It was handwritten.
Ooh,
It
she
was
meant it.
disturbing.
Did she put her perfume on the note as well?
Did she put her lipstick, her lips on there like a kiss?
No, I don't remember that, but I do remember the soulmate thing.
Did she give you a screenshot from Basic
And
Instinct?
because I was dating my wife at the time, and I know that you and her aren't meant for each other, and that's just like a scary thing to read,
Ouch.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what?
it's like I've seen too many Lifetime movies.
So you didn't give her a roll in the old bedroom?
Ew,
You didn't want to try her out for size?
No.
Got a test drive before you take it off the line.
Sometimes I've been around long enough to know when it's too crazy. That's too crazy.
Amanda, you like love letters?
I do. I think they're super romantic, and I wish they would make a comeback.
Are we doing this whole podcast just so somebody will write you one?
No.
Guys, I really want to love.
We'll talk about where the story came from at the end.
Okay.
You can.
We can just
DM.
fast forward. And
You guys
save
want
us
to
some
send me a
time.
love letter? I'm open. I'm open to a love letter.
Okay. Smirkers.
I'm not. I don't know.
My DMs are open.
All right. Well, let's move on from that last question for you guys.
Do not send me one because I will not reply.
No. Well, yeah.
I mean, I'll read it though. I'll read the hell out of it, but I
send
will not reply.
I'm going to send Aaron one.
Anonymously. Please do it
You
that
start
way.
your own Twitter account just so you can DM one.
What's the most romantic thing you've ever done for someone or that someone has done for you?
Oh, boy.
Romance.
Done for someone?
That you've either done for someone else or that someone has done for you. But basically the most romantic experience you've had.
Doesn't this topic just get more and more dangerous as she goes on?
Zach and I are both like, think of something romantic with your
There's a
wife.
crosshair on my head.
Or the most romantic thing you've done. You can do
It
that
doesn't
too.
matter. They both have to involve our wives. It does not
I want
matter.
authentic answers, guys.
Well, good. You're obviously not married.
I'm not.
Once you're married, you know authenticity died a long time ago.
Do your wives really listen every week, though?
It doesn't matter. It's the fluke.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
man.
This would be the 1 week where she listens.
You know, I listened to your episode and I heard about that romantic thing. You were talking about, what do you mean in high school? You don't remember all that stuff I did for you? And that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
When
to
you
your
get married, authenticity is replaced by survivability.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
The Walking Dead every day.
You're really selling it for me, guys.
How do we get to the thing in the mall without getting eaten by the zombies?
Yeah.
We do the survival thing.
The
Play it
zombie
smart.
being the argument you will inevitably have.
Yeah.
just,
Coming from all angles.
Just try it.
So
and then
anyway,
if
true
she,
love, yeah.
Yeah, if she tries to say that, why didn't you use my story? Be like, don't you remember I did this for you? And then
So lie to them?
I don't know, I
When we
guess.
could just tell a story that involved them.
I want the most
You
romantic.
suck at being married. I'm telling you right now.
I'm not married. I don't have to worry about it.
I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
Right, yeah, it's definitely tough to narrow
You can
down.
pick with your wife the most.
No, I
romantic.
don't know the most romantic thing I can think of off the top of my head. You know what? I bought my wife her dog. There you go.
Short and sweet, I guess.
That probably doesn't sound romantic. My wife really, really wanted a Bashan puppy.
Hey, diva dogs only owned by divas. Just
I'm not saying she's not a diva, but she's a wonderful dog. But she always wanted one, and I tracked down an owner and did a whole ton of research.
this is you did this on the sly.
Yep.
Nice.
And then just took her in one day and said, "Hey, let's go out and we're gonna meet a lady." And we went, and she thought, I think she knew we were going to just look at them. She just wanted to look at them, and I said we could buy one.
Wow.
And that was a big surprise for her. So there you go.
Did you get lucky that night?
I don't remember. No, I think I just cleaned up dog piss most of the night.
Zach,
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you personal, Aaron.
no, it's fine.
That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Now, there's other ones, but you're not going to hear them.
Can we hear him off air?
Careful.
No.
Dang.
Oh.
Some things are for, I believe the most romantic thing you save for between you and that person.
I've heard a few sultry stories of yours.
There's probably you know what? Let's move on to you. We're on to you.
Oh boy. I guess I would say that I hate flowers. They're stupid. I'll stand by that. They're dumb. They die. They're a lot of money.
This is not.
pointless.
Oh boy.
No, I'm just saying. So
Do you know how romance works?
I'm getting there.
Oh, apparently you attack it first, and then you explain the romantic part of it.
Yeah, flowers are stupid. And my wife knows that flowers are stupid. Well, she knows that I know they are. She eventually was getting tired of never having gotten flowers after a number of years. So I learned to do origami, and I made her an origami bouquet of flowers. So that way she would have flowers
That's super cool.
that never died.
That's very romantic. Way
Look
better
at
than
you.
a puppy. That's like a work.
You put your time and effort into that.
Yeah, and origami flowers suck to keep their shape, by the way.
And
in case anyone wants to know.
smart man. Use a wife story. Good call.
See? Me and you.
I'm telling you. Oof. Man,
So,
what
Amanda,
about you?
yeah,
You're
now-
wide open. You can do
Yeah,
whatever you want.
you have a leash.
I know,
you have a
right?
leash the size of planet Earth.
Being single. Do you guys miss it? I can't really ask you that. You won't answer.
Of course
No,
not.
the answer is, come on, yes, it's obvious.
Oh man.
Anyone that's married and says they don't miss being single is lying to you.
Well, thank you for lying to me.
No, I'm saying there are moments. There's always moments where you're very, very happy. And there's moments where you're like, I really would like to not have to have this conversation again.
I love that you led with there are moments of happiness.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been like a pretty big romantic. I've actually every person I've been with I've written a love letter for.
Wow.
Yep. So I've always written a love letter. I
So
guess
you're kind of a stalker.
no, it's just the person that I'm like dating in a relationship with, like serious with, then I'll write them a love letter. I don't write it if we're not even to that level yet. So I haven't written that many love letters. But anyway, one time I went out and this sounds really lame when I tell it, but it's cute to me. I went to Taco Bell and got all of their Taco Bell sauce packets that had all of the sweet sayings on it that were romantic because it was around Valentine's Day.
Doesn't one of them say "marry me"?
One of them probably does. I don't know.
I hope you went through it and took that one out.
I don't know. But I got this like heart-shaped bucket, and then I filled, because the person I was with like super loved Taco Bell. It's probably not good for your body.
I understand. Taco Bell is the best deal in food.
Oh, that's not right.
It is. No, it is
$4 and you can eat for 12 people.
I would say it's one of the best foods in America, but it is undeniable that it's the best deal in food.
Okay.
Gross. Okay. So I filled the bottom of this little like heart bucket with Taco Bell sauce packets, and then put a bunch of different like significant things between the two of us inside this little bucket that were keepsakes.
Like lettuce and cheese and seasoned beef.
That's kind of what I thought.
No.
I'm like, so you made a taco? That's not that impressive.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so what else?
So I put all of these meaningful things in there, and then I put a letter in there and everything like that. And then I brought them over. I had put flower petals leading into the bedroom, and then I put them into a heart shape on the bed. Candles everywhere, like super nuts actually, just to be very sweet. And then had this like bucket with flowers at the very end and stuff like that. So it was just like something that's the type of stuff I like, is just more... Not all the time, but something like that. So that was the sweetest thing I've done.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
It's fun to do stuff like that.
Still not origami. I think origami
He
won.
wins. He totally wins.
He won, dude. Seriously.
Wow.
I mean, you might have made that whole story up. I don't know, but even just
It's fine.
making the story up, that was really good.
Yeah.
So,
I think I'm very good off the top of my head.
it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of bummed. I'm like, man, the dog wasn't that impressive.
Your wife probably is too.
No, she's good with the dog.
Yeah,
She'd take the dog over origami any day.
She'd take that dog over you.
She would.
She would. She said so.
Ugh.
Yeah, hey.
All right, hey.
And you know what? She's never wavered, so I will respect that. I mean, she's never backed down and said, you know what? No, I love you more. No, she's always loved that dog more than me.
Wow.
Without fail.
It's been like a decade with that dog, too.
Is the story truth or fiction?
Well,
Truth.
Fiction.
Fiction? Is that fiction? Or
It is fiction.
It's not
It's
truth?
fiction.
Yeah.
It's not real.
I thought it was real. And I thought you just randomly, yourself, you wrote it in a British accent.
No. I just wanted to say it in a British accent, so then I could use the cup of tea thing.
I thought the British accent was the throwing off of the truth a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I should have done that. That would have been more creative. Yeah. But I don't have anything that romantic, so.
So what's the title of your tale?
Dearest Sophia.
Aww. Because it starts with Dearest Sophia.
Yeah.
I get it. It was
I caught up.
It was when she saved the Word document, it auto-saved to that because it was the first two lines, or the first words on the line. So she just went with that.
That's not true, but okay.
All right. Well,
we'll go with it, though.
As our show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss on Smirk. If you'd like the chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. You can join the conversation by joining our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter @SmirkPodcast, and be sure to use the show's hashtag Smirk. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe to Smirk on your podcast app of choice and check out our website at smirkpodcast.com.
As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk. I should have done that in a British accent.
Hello, Governor.
As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
That's right.
Hello. No. Nobody's with me.
Can we have a Statham off? I want the Statham off.
You want to see my movie? Do you
Well,
like
the
my
Meg
movie?
is in theaters now.
Statham don't read.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
It's a bank job.
Look at my abs.
I've only got one shot at this job.
My abs. Look at them.
Here I am. I'm trying to act over here.
I don't act. Statham don't read.
I'm pretty sure the bank job was
Is that a
phenomenal.
shark? I think it's
Did
a
you see
shark
the bank
in the
job?
water.
Did you see the bank job?
Oh man, that's perfect.